to record. So we will start on our mat. So if you'll make your way to your mat and take a simple seated position this morning. And I'd like to begin on this, it's cloudy here where I am. I'd like to begin on this cloudy morning. Let's wake up our Vedic nerve. So just settle into whatever's comfortable for you. And we're going to just do one Om together. I know you'll only be able to hear me and yourself, and you can just listen, or you can try to practice, because just using our vocal cords can help to wake up our nerves, and it can help to relax your your nervous system a little bit. So just relax, and you can close your eyes or have your eyes gently open. And you can inhale, and on the exhale, we'll say one Om together. Om. And at this point, go ahead, and if you haven't already, close your eyes. You can have your hands up or down around your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. Your spine is straight. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders up, and then let them drop down your back, so you release the tension in your shoulders. They shouldn't be stiff. You can drop your chin a little bit forward, and just close your mouth, and we'll take a moment, and you can set an intention for your practice, the reason why you're here today, and just breathe in and out through your nose. If your mind starts to wander, try to focus on the breath coming in and out through your nose. Go ahead and gently open your eyes. And let's, on the next inhale, take a nice big stretch up. You can look up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, drop your right arm to the right and stretch over to the right. And on the inhale, come back up to the center. And then repeat that on the other side, stretching it over as far as you can. Inhale up, exhale right, inhale up, and exhale left. Inhale up. This time, let's twist left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, center and up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center, and exhale to the right. Make sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale, center, and exhale, right. Let's practice our yogi breathing. You should know this one by now. We're going to start with the shoulder shrug. Let's just do 20 this morning. And you can count or not, or just estimate, but we're going to, and you're inhaling and outhailing quickly through your nose. You might need to have a tissue nearby. So let's inhale and exhale together. When you finish, you can come back to your natural breath. And then bring your arms up. Your elbows are over your knees, and you're going to bring your hands together, but they're not going to touch. And we're going to open out, inhale out, and exhale forward. So let's do about 20 of these then. So inhale out. So breathing quickly. This is breath of fire through your nose really quickly. So And then you can come back to your natural breath when you are ready. And next, we will take that fist with your thumbs out, and you're going to punch up at the sky on the inhale, and on the exhale, bring your elbows down. Remember, if any of this doesn't work in your shoulders, you can just do the breathing without the arm motion because you don't want to injure anything that you have or make anything worse. So let's go ahead and punch the sky then. So in the inhale, punch, on the exhale, bring it down. So and we'll come back down. Let's make our way to our back. And you can check out how you're feeling this morning, your shoulders underneath you, your hands at your side. And let's close our eyes. We'll practice Ujjayi breath in this Shavasana or lying down pose this morning. So close your eyes and then inhale slowly all the way up through your chest, by your neck. Imagine that you're inhaling all the way to the top of your head. And then hold it for a moment at the top, and then open your mouth and exhale it out. Let it all out. When you get to the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment, seal your lips, and then inhale slowly, filling your lungs all the way up. Let your belly go. Don't hold your belly in. Just let it pooch out. Get a full breath here, up through your belly, through your chest, all the way to the top of your head. When you get to the top this time, see if you can take one more sip of air. Then open your mouth and fog up that mirror. Make sure that you're getting all of the air out. You can pause at the top and the bottom of your breath and make this square breathing for any amount that you want. You can count or you can estimate. Let's take a few rounds of this Ujjayi breath on our own, nice and slowly, making sure you're fully inhaling, fully exhaling. You can keep your lips sealed on the exhale, but keep that growl in the back of your throat. And come back to your natural breath and you finish your last round. And on your next inhale, raise your hands up over and give yourself a nice good morning stretch. And on the exhale, bring your knees into your chest. You can clasp your hands behind your shins, or you can hold on to each shin and give yourself a nice gentle side to side massage on your lower back. And keep breathing in and out through your nose. Go ahead and send your left leg out long. If you need a little bit more strength or a little bit more challenge, you can always hover that left leg off the mat. Otherwise, it can rest on the mat. Flex both your feet towards your chest and then point your toes. So on the inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. And let's go ahead and rotate our ankles around in one direction. Keep breathing. And then in the other direction. Go ahead and take your left hand out to the right, your right hand on your knee. And let's draw those big circles on the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing fully in and out through your nose. Again, if this does not work in your hip, just give it a little skip. And draw those circles in the opposite direction. When you're finished, hug that knee in towards your right shoulder. And on the exhale, relax into the mat. Inhale and pull. Exhale, relax. On this inhale, pull it towards the center of your chest. Inhaling and pull. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. And you can send your right leg down to meet your left, and then pull your left knee in and hold behind you, clasp behind your shin. Go ahead and flex both of your feet towards your face. On the inhale, exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. And then we'll send our, oh, I forgot the twist. So let's twist our ankles around in one direction. And then twist them in the opposite direction. We don't want to be lopsided. We want both of our sides to match, right? Okay, go ahead and bring your right hand down, left hand on your knee, and draw some of those big circles on the ceiling, bringing that blood flow to your left hip joint this time. And then draw those circles in the opposite direction. Make sure you are breathing in and out through your nose. And when you come back to the middle, this time hug your left knee towards your left shoulder or armpit. And on the inhale, pull. Exhale, relax those shoulders into the mat and sort of let go a little bit. Inhale, pull. And exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Now pull the knee towards the center of your chest. Inhale, pull. And exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. We're going to move towards standing, and if it works in your body, you can do some spinal rolls, but we're going to move to standing. So however you want to get there, if this feels good, you can go all the way up to your shoulders. You could even challenge yourself and reach your feet further back. Maybe they even touch the floor, possibly, maybe not, but whatever that works for you. And we'll make our way to standing slowly when you get here. If you ever find yourself dizzy from standing up too fast, you can always put your hands on your head. If you're really dizzy, you can always move down a little bit. So we'll move slowly when we're moving up and down, so to keep our equilibrium going. All right. While we're here, let's remember to balance a little bit. If you're on a thick mat, sometimes it's easier to balance on bare floor. So whatever works for you. We're going to start. Bend your right knee a little bit and sort of bounce up and down. And look down at your toes and lift them up. And you can challenge yourself, starting with your pinky toe. Try putting them down one at a time. I can't quite do that, but I can imagine. And then once we're there, you're sort of on the square part of your foot. We're going to take, and I'll move a little closer if you need to see me on the wheel. That's I'm going to make sure my feet are still on the screen, so that you can take your left leg and you can put your knee out to the side, and you can have your toes on the ground right by your ankle, and that might be your balance. You can bring it up on your shin and challenge yourself, or the full pose, you can bring it up to your thigh, helping yourself. Do not ever have it right on your knee joint though, because you don't want to hurt your knee. I'm going to keep mine on my shin this morning. And then look at something that's not moving. And if you want, you can grow your tree branches. This is a tree pose. And just breathe. If you fall out, just get right back in. Again, it's perfectly fine to have your toes here. It's fine to be near a wall and touch it once in a while. That's okay too. And breathe. Go ahead and bring your hands back down to your heart center. Bring your knee to the front and put it back down. And you can gently walk your feet back and forth. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So this time, bending your knee a little bit, get that flex, look down at your toes, lift up your left toes, or whichever side you didn't do. And then you can try to put your pinky toes down. Try to put your toes down one at a time. You're on the four corners of your feet. And this time, your right knee will go out to the side. You can put your toes, you can leave them here on the ground. Bring it up to your shin. Bring it all the way up to your thigh. And then look at something that's not moving. And breathe. By concentrating on just looking at something that's not moving, sometimes that can help your balance. If you're pushing your knee back, that can help a little bit too as well. If you want to grow your tree branches up, you can. And I'm wavering a little bit. Trees do move in the breeze. And breathe. If you fall out, get back in. Go ahead and bring your hands down. And bring your knee to the front and bring your right leg down to meet your left. All right. Go ahead and send your arms up with a nice bend in your knees. Your feet should be about hip width distance apart. Go ahead and move forward until your belly is resting on your thighs. You can clasp for opposite elbows if that works, and let your head totally go. You can work on straightening your legs, maybe one at a time, or just coming out of that, or you can stay with your belly on your thighs. You can sway back and forth. Totally let your head, neck, and shoulders go. This is really great for those top areas of your vertebrae. And breathe. We'll stay here for a moment. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands on the floor in front of you. And if it works in your body, start to walk your hands over to the right. Leave your hips facing forward so we're just twisting in our upper torso. You should feel a good stretch in your right hamstring as well. Keep breathing. And we'll come back to center. And we'll walk the other way, keeping your hips forward and just twisting in your torso. Go as far as works in your body over to the side. And come back to center. Let's take a moment to let our head, neck, and shoulders go again for a moment. You can clasp opposite elbows, whatever works in your body. Go ahead and put your hands down, and we'll go ahead and stand up very, very slowly, like you're moving through a jar of honey. Picture it coming up slowly, slowly. Your head will be the last thing to come up. And when you do, you can stretch. And we're going to go back down towards the mat in tabletop with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your chest. I'm sorry, your knees underneath your hips. And make sure you're not putting all of your weight on your wrists or clawing your finger pads. And let's do some cats and cows. So on the inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tail. And on the exhale, arch. Remember, you can come up on your fingertips if you want. Inhale, drop. Exhale, arch. Inhale, drop. And exhale, arch. Inhale, drop. And now come back to your tabletop, and you can look over your right shoulder and move your right hip to the right. And inhale through the center. Exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale to the other side. You can continue to do this and take cats and cows. You can tuck your toes, and if downward dog is in your practice, you can come up for a stretch if taking a flow is in your practice. If you need some extra strength training, you are welcome to come to plank pose. Slight bend in your elbows, body straight. You can always come to your knees here. This is optional, but if you'd like to hold plank for a moment for some strength training, go ahead. You can come through a flow. which means you would come to a downward dog. You can come to plank. You can do the yogi chaturanga push-up. Always keep your elbows close to your body if you practice this. You can come up and arch your spine, but you're welcome to continue doing cats and dogs or any stretches that your body needs before we move to our first yin pose. You can go ahead and keep practicing what you need to do in your body. Let's go ahead and meet back in tabletop from whatever stretches you are doing. Go ahead and tuck your toes, and we'll move back to give our feet that stretch on the tops of our feet. You can sit like this. If it works in your body, it might be that you're up like this, but if you can sit on your heels, go ahead and do that. And just breathe. You should not feel shooting pain. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you should feel a good stretch in your toes and the tops of your feet. The bottoms of your feet are getting a really nice stretch. And then we can take this forward and gently move your feet to the tops of your feet. And we're going to do that same sitting back. If this does not work in your body, go back as far as you can. But if you can sit on your feet, do. And if you can keep on going, walk your hands behind you and your knees can roll up, and then you're stretching the tops of your feet. And then come forward. And we will meet in a seated position. And today, what I would like to do is we can, if you can, with your feet, take your right foot and you're going to cross it, bring your foot towards your left buttock there. And this might be the full pose for you. If your knee is up, that's okay. You can put a pillow underneath it. Or you can take your left one and cross it on top. So it might be like this with your knees on stack, trying to stack your knees on top of each other with your feet next to you. Or you might leave your left leg long. It might look more like this. It just depends on your anatomy, but you're going to be stretched like this. You have a couple of options with your arms. The first one, which I'm going to do because I've had some shoulder issues, I'll show you the other one, is just to hug, and we'll take our right arm over our left, and we're just going to hold on to each shoulder, and then we're going to drop forward. It might be that you're like this. It might be that you can get your elbows up and over your knees like this. Otherwise, if you practice eagle pose, what you can do is take your right arm over your left and you're touching your hands. This is going to pull on your shoulders more. So if you have any shoulder issues, don't do this. I've had a shoulder issue recently, so I'm just going to give myself a hug on the shoulders and thank myself that my shoulders are actually feeling better and I don't want to make them worse today. So go ahead, whatever works in your body. Again, you might be like this. You might be with your legs might be up and you might need to use some pillows, and we're going to stretch. We're just going to lean into our forward fold this morning. So go ahead and inhale and exhale and settle in.
Make sure you relax your hips and your shoulders, that you're not holding any tension in your jaw. The tongue is off the roof of your mouth, and you're just relaxing forward, letting gravity pull you. Slowly unwind and come up. And then cross your legs the opposite way that you had it before. So whichever one was underneath, put the other one underneath this time. It might be that you're leaving the other leg out straight. It might be that you're able to stack both of your knees on top of each other. It might be that you're a little bit more open. It might be that you have pillows underneath your knees again. And then whatever arm was on top last time, put the other one on top this time and grab. If you're practicing eagle, it'll be the opposite. That's where you're taking your elbows and you're clasping your hands. If that does work in your body and it feels good, go ahead. Or you can just hug your shoulders. Give yourself a nice hug this morning. And we will raise up and fold forward. And remember to let your neck, head, shoulders, hips, just everything relax once you settle into the pose and breathe. make sure you are breathing and relaxing. Unclench anything that you have tight. Go ahead and slowly unwind and come up. And we're going to meet on our bellies. So when you go ahead and get there, you can lie down for a moment and just rest on your favorite side for a moment. And when you are ready, put your elbows underneath your shoulders, your hands out straight in front of you. Come up on your elbows. This is a Sphinx pose. This will stretch our backs in the opposite direction. And if you can come back down if it's too much. If you have lower back issues, don't do this. You can just lie down and rest. Just feel that stretch for a moment. And then you can come back down. We're going to come back up into tabletop. We're going to settle down into child's pose. We're going to start with traditional child's pose, which is with our knees and legs together. If you can sit back on your feet, then you'll be able to do this. You might need a pillow for when you come forward because you want your head to make contact with something. So if it's not hitting the ground, take a pillow or something or a stack of pillows and you can put your head down. This is going to stretch the top part of our back, our vertebrae, our necks, so that we get a nice stretch in the top parts of our back. And so we will move forward. You can have your hands out in front of you and relax your elbows and put them down. What I like to do is I like to have my hands face up near my feet and have my head kind of tucked. Let your shoulders, neck, and chest just go into the ground and relax. Again, if you might need a pillow between your feet and your bottom, you might need a pillow to land on. So whatever that looks like for you, you'll tuck your chin towards your chest so that you're getting a good stretch in the top of your neck and just breathe here. Totally let all the muscles in your shoulders just go. Relax your hips, relax your legs. Just relax into the ground. Make sure that you're breathing. Go ahead and gently unwind and come up, and you can come up through tabletop. You'll feel the oxygen coming back into the blood in your legs. You can take a little stretch your legs out one at a time. We're going to make our way to our backs for figure 4. If you have a wall handy, you know the drill, go to the wall. If not, lie down in the middle of the floor. If you're at the wall like me, bring your hip close to the wall. I'm on my right hip, whichever one works for you. And then swing your legs up. So we're in legs up the wall, and you might need to scoot. Make sure your bottom stays touching the wall. So if you move out from the wall, you can kind of scoot in. And if you're on the floor, just take a stretch with your legs out in front of you. It might feel good to flex and point your toes. If you're up the wall, you can do the same thing. You can stretch your arms above your head and just breathe. And then when you are ready, whichever way you are doing this, we're going to cross our our right ankle underneath our left knee, or whichever side you'd like to take first. It doesn't really matter for this one. If you're on the floor, remember your right hand is going to go through that keyhole, and you're going to clasp your shin behind you. If you're at the wall like I am, you can just put your arms are going to flop out to your sides, palms up or down, whichever is more comfortable in your body. Your ankle should be just below your knee. Make sure your knee is parallel to the wall, so it's out at an angle there. And then just gently start to walk your left, or just let your left foot slide down the wall. You should feel a good stretch in your right hip, and just breathe and settle in. We'll try to stay here a little bit longer and get a really nice stretch in our hips this morning. And breathe. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Make sure your tongue is off the roof of your mouth. Move your chin a little bit closer to your chest. Relax your hands, your fingertips, your hips. You might find yourself settling a little bit more into the pose, a little bit closer to the ground. Relax and breathe. Go ahead and unwind. If you're at the wall like me, you can just send both of your legs up the wall. If you're on the floor, just stretch. And we'll repeat this on the other side. So take your other ankle underneath your other knee. I'm on my other side. My left ankle is under my right knee. And again, your left arm, then your other arm would go through and hold on if you're on the floor. If you're at the wall, just walk your right foot down. Again, your knee should stay out. So your shin is parallel to the wall there, and just relax. If you're on the floor, your left elbow should be right in behind your left knee. And if you're at the floor, just let your arms flop and relax. Let your shoulders relax. Wherever you are, your shoulders will relax. Everything just will relax into the ground. You should feel a good stretch in your left hip. You should not feel any shooting pain. If you do, back out. It's perfectly fine if you need to hang out and legs up the wall instead. And just breathe and relax. Make sure you are breathing and relaxing totally into the ground. Gently unwind if you're at the wall like I am, legs up the wall. If you're on the floor, just stretch. If you're at the wall like I am, go ahead and walk down one side through yogi fetal position. And we're all going to make our way to our backs for a spinal twist. So if you'll go ahead and lie down and ease up into your chest, your arms at your side. Again, if you need a pillow, we're gonna go to the right first. So your left shoulder needs to stay on the ground. So if it's popping up when you're turning, put a pillow or something underneath your right side. If you're all open now and stretched out and you need more of a stretch, you can always cross your left leg over your right and then drop your knees to the ground, your feet to the ground. Your left shoulder should stay on the ground. If it works in your head, neck and shoulders, turn your head to gaze toward your left palm. You should feel a really good stretch in your body. This is great for your digestive system. It's great for all of our internal organs. It's giving them all a massage on the inside there. And just breathe, relax your shoulders and settle in and breathe. slowly unwind and we'll come back to center, and we'll repeat that on the other side. Again, bringing your knees in, either with your right leg crossed over your left or just keeping your knees together, and bring them. If they don't meet the floor, use a pillow or something, a book, anything that works there. And again, you can cross. And this time, if it works in your head, neck, and shoulders, gaze toward your right palm and just close your eyes and relax, feeling the twist in your torso. Go ahead and unwind and come back to center. You can stretch over your head, inhaling. It might feel good to do happy baby, where you have your feet like you're walking on the ceiling. You can grab for the blade edge the outside of your feet if you can reach. If not, your ankles are fine. You can rock and roll a little bit on your spine here. Any stretches that you feel like you might need before we settle into our final Shavasana. So when you're ready, and if you're at the wall, you can go back to the wall if you want and practice with legs up the wall. We're not going to be here for long, but you can just, with me, lie down, let your feet flop open. Make sure you're warm. You might put a sweater on or some socks on, and just relax your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Let your feet just flop open, arms at your side, and just close your eyes and breathe in and out through your nose. You can scan your body, see how everything's feeling, and breathe. Go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch. You can move to your favorite side using your bottom arm as a pillow, pausing for just a moment in this yogi fetal position. Of course, you're welcome to stay in the Shavasana or in this yogi fetal position if you like. If you'd like to join me back in a seated position, you're welcome to do that as well. You can spend more time in meditation when the call ends. Of course, you're welcome to do that. Let me thank you all for being here this morning. And I'm going to end, and you can sing along with me. We're going to end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is something that we did in almost every class while I was in India. And it means, of course, the Om, and then the Shanti means peace. So go ahead and you can sing along or just listen. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I bow to you and send peace out to all of you and all living creatures. Have a great and wonderful rest of your Friday.